All right, thanks for joining me on the call. This is Nate Woods with Peachtree Coaching Group. Michael, introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
I'm Michael Hyde with PitStop Convenience Centers here in town. We operate a couple of retail convenience store locations. Other people refer to them as gas stations. We also own a wholesale fuel supply company, Omni Fuels Company, that supplies gasoline to about a half dozen other locations. And then we operate THG properties, or the Hyde Group properties, which has about a dozen other properties that we rent out, some residential, some commercial, and in some land that we intend to develop.
Awesome. A little bit of everything. So how long have you been in that business?
So started in the retail side basically since I could walk, but really in the office administrative side since 2005, while I was going to college, and then full-time in 2008 once I finished college.
Okay, so family business. When did your dad start the business?
My dad started the business in 1978, so I guess that makes us 44 years old now. So
awesome. Started with the convenience stores then?
So he actually started as a landlord for a convenience store, liquor store, and then he decided that it looked like it made a lot more money, and then ended up doing 28 more convenience stores.
Wow, awesome. All right, so tell me a little bit about what is the ideal customer for your business?
Bubba, blue collar, plumber, roofer, electrician, HVAC guy, in between jobs or getting started in the morning, needing their coffee or energy drinks or tobacco products. Obviously, need to fill up their vehicle, when they're going around place to place. Our margins are definitely more geared towards, we want them to buy Gatorade, and the gasoline's really just get them to our store to buy Gatorade.
Cool. So especially right now in the economy, gas has gone through the roof recently. So tell me a little bit about, obviously gas isn't a huge profit margin for your business. Just speak on that for just a minute.
So historically, we're making around 1%, maybe 2% on gasoline. So if gas is $5, a lot of times we're selling it for $5.09. And if gas is $2, we're selling it for like $2.05. So as far as the margin, it doesn't really change a whole lot, move a considerable number of gallons, so that ends up being something. But there's credit card fees that come out of that. There's more wear and tear on the dispensers, and dealing with that issue I told you about earlier. Department of Agriculture and all sorts of other things. It really eats into a lot of it. It's all about driving volume to the location, and then hopefully half of those people that buy gasoline come in and buy something else from the store, which will range from 15 to 50% margin. Yeah. So for every dollar of disposable income somebody has, some number of those dollars get spent in our store. For every dollar they have to spend additional on gas, that's one less dollar of disposable income they have.
Yeah.
So we like lower gas prices. We see more money get spent in the store. They buy more craft beer, more 2-packs of Gatorade instead of singles. So
cool. So how did COVID impact your business?
On the gasoline side, right when it first happened, there was a huge drop. Obviously, price went in half, and then total gallons went in half. But that all rectified itself about 90% within a month or two. We were back selling just about all the same gallons. But then we've started running into supply issues. There are times when premium is out, and then for a lot of our inside stuff, like we're running out of water. We're running out of 10W30. I don't think we have the windshield washer fluid in the store right now, free out at the pumps or for sale in the store. We just can't get it. A whole bunch of other products will be out, I know, for a good long while. Anything with peanut butter, and then anything with meat. So like Reese's peanut butter cups, anything Hershey's with Reese's, and then like all the Jack Links and Slim Jims. Just any week, you just might not get any of those. So that that's been a problem. And then the labor problem that I think has affected everybody, has affected us in a real similar way. It's been very difficult to get people to come to work, to stay to work. We've at the beginning of COVID, we were paying people $10 an hour. Now we start people at 14. So that's a pretty sizable change.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So obviously you learned a lot about the business through COVID. Tell me some things that you've learned just in general since you've gotten into the business that could possibly benefit other people, or tell a little bit more about, how you deal with business day to day.
I will tell you that a lot of people will give up on something that they'll tell you up COVID, like that's just the answer for, 100 out of 200 things.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that work for you or work for a vendor will just use that as an excuse and keep walking. But I've found that if I dig, I can contact that supplier directly and get it directly through them, or find a competitor that gets through it. We've started a mantra around here recently. It's like, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and we're tough, so we're going to get going. The customer really doesn't care.
Yeah.
Peanut butter products or whatever over at Walmart or at their competitor, they're finding a way to solve that problem. So we have to solve that problem, and we've tried very hard to let our vendors know that that's not an excuse that we can just use forever. And if it's one thing to be out here or there, but if you're going to be consistently out, I'm going to solve the problem another way.
Sure. So with it being a family business, when you were growing up, is this what you saw yourself doing when you started working?
Growing up, I didn't really have a whole lot of understanding of the fuel side or the real estate side. I really got a firm understanding of the retail side, both from a customer perspective and from a management and vendor perspective. I think I kind of always thought that I would be, in some sort of management like that, or be on the convenience store side, maybe loosely understanding the concept of building a new store, but definitely did not see the number of hats that I wear now.
Sure. There's always something going on, always something to do. All right. So, now that we're kind of through all of COVID, dealing with the gas issue now, that ebbs and flows. What do you think the future looks like for your business? Do you see any major challenges you'll have moving forward?
Labor's always been a problem. I would say it's, got worse during COVID, but here in the last couple of months, it's kind of gotten a little bit better. I don't think wages are going to go down or anything, but, hopefully they're not, $20 an hour 2 years from now. Maybe we'll look back at this recording and laugh, but it's 25. But, the retail convenience store business has historically been resistant to depression or recession or whatever. Where there'll be disruption for our business seems to be in the like the DoorDash. They kind of have in their Dash Mart thing where they have a warehouse, on all four sides of some major city, and then they'll carry about 90% of the stuff that we carry. And then Amazon's kind of getting into competition in that same way. So I think not necessarily from any economic thing that's going on or directly associated with COVID. Well, whether or not those had happened or not, I think the disruption of something like DoorDash or Amazon is the biggest threat to our business model. So we'll just have to adapt, and carry products that they don't carry, or provide service that they're not able to provide, and hopefully be one of the remaining retailers standing. Yeah. We're a diversified company, so we'll be involved in other real estate, which isn't going anywhere. So.
Yep, absolutely. So you talked a little bit about this earlier, but what would you say to anyone who's looking at going into business for themselves?
I would say be prepared to solve a lot of problems no one told you existed, and be prepared to solve a lot of problems by yourself.
Fair enough. All right. So is there anything that you would like readers of the newsletter to know about PitStop or the Hyde Group, or anything that you would like to share with everybody?
We got 2 locations here in Peachtree City. Both of them offer E85, E15, and ethanol-free gas. Highly recommend for any small motors, lawnmowers, motorcycles, especially any watercraft, to use ethanol-free gas. And then we got a pretty cool car wash over here at our at our pit stop number 28, the one on 74. And we are about to roll out monthly subscriptions where you basically pay about 3 times the price of a car wash, and then you can get unlimited number of them all month. So
awesome. Great. All right. Well, thanks, Michael. I appreciate your time. That's going to wrap up the interview. Really appreciate it.